In this video, we will show you how to use the ringer features of Rehearsal Assistant. If you have not downloaded and installed the app, watch the video on how to install and link to your organization's database. Launch Rehearsal Assistant and log into your organization. You are presented with a list of one or more events, usually a rehearsal or a concert. 99% of the time, you will just select the event, then set up your bells and start rehearsing. But there are other things you do as a ringer to get the most value out of using Rehearsal Assistant as your handbell assistant. Let's look at the features you can access. Let's tap the hamburger menu at the top left of your screen. As a ringer, you will have three options: in Repertoire, Contacts, and Events. Contacts are a listing of everyone in your group. You can modify your own contact as needed. In Repertoire is the list of pieces your ensemble is currently working on. Once you tap on a title, you will see each person's position and the instruments that are assigned. You can select your position and make changes, but you mainly use this to see your assignments when a new piece is added. You might notice the play button on the left side of the title. If you click this, it will play an audio file on this title. We are now at the main Events page where you are presented with a list of events. Tap on the rehearsal or concert. For this example, the director set up a rehearsal event and selected the repertoire and order of the rehearsal. The first order of business is to get all the instruments out of their cases and distribute them to the first position needed. They tap the Menu button and tap Initial Handbell Setup List. You will see a list of color-coded cases and the case name. Each bell, mallet, or instrument in this case is listed with its name and initial position. Note that some of the bells are parked or not played on the first piece. You can place these instruments out of the way, but available when needed. It also shows how many bells are in use and how many can remain in the box. No need to clutter a position with bells that won't be used. You can also print this as a report by tapping the Menu button and selecting Event Initial Setup Report. The report will be rendered so you can see what it will look like. You can then print it to a printer or save it to a PDF. We click back to the repertoire page. With complex setups, we want to make sure the instruments made it to the correct position. As a double check, especially for concerts, tap the Menu button. Select the Position Inventory button. This will give you what each position should start with at the beginning of the rehearsal or concert and whether it is parked or in use. The case that it came from is also displayed. You can also print this as a report by tapping the Menu button and selecting Initial Inventory Report. The report will be rendered so you can see what it will look like. You can then print it to a printer or save it to a PDF. When that is all complete, tap the back button until we get back to the repertoire page and then select the first piece that will be rehearsed or performed. You now see a visual layout of the bells, mallets, and any other instruments on your table. The title, current position, the next position played, and the next selection are displayed. All the items in this layout page can be moved around to mimic their position on the table and can be saved for the next time. You can also rotate the item by tap and hold the item using 2 fingers. Each instrument, a bell in this case, shows on the top the position it came from, if any, and on the bottom, the position where it goes to if it happens to move. In this example, we are position 2. The bell comes from position 3, and when we are finished rehearsing, it will go to parked position 3. Let's look at the menu bar to see what else we can do. We can send a message to the conductor by tapping the Send button. Notice that you have many pre-assigned fields to use to make it as quick as possible. Just use whatever makes sense. Let's say I want to rehearse measures 15 to 25. You can leave a note, but this time it is not necessary. Tap Save, and they will have it immediately. We can look at other positions. Tap the Positions button, and you will see the entire group's assignments. You can also tap a position, and it will show you their layout. You might be asked to substitute for someone's position, and this is what they have set up on their table. Let's go back to your Layout screen. You might need to add a bell, mallet, or instrument to your assignment. Tap the Add button. Let's add a D flat 3 from our main set. Tap Add Whitechapel Set 1. A list of all the bells that are available by octave is displayed. If the bell is grayed out, it is already in use. Tap D flat 3. Tap Accept. It is now part of your assignment. You can also add text to the layout. Tap Add and then scroll down to the bottom of the list. Tap Add Text. Enter some text and tap the Accept button. This is also movable around the screen. Tap Save when complete. If you single tap the bell, you will get a menu with the following features. Tapping information will display the name of the bell and the case where it is stored. Listed below are all the pieces that this bell is played, the position of the bell, and the person that played it at their position. Tap X to close this pop-up. The Delete button is obvious. The Give Away or Move button makes it easy to give a bell away to another position. Lastly, the Start in Left Hand and Start in Right Hand button just puts a pointer on the bell so you have the correct bells in your hand when starting a piece. Don't forget to tap Save or Cancel to make these changes permanent. On the bottom of the screen, there are two tabs. Layout is the screen that you are currently using, and Notes, which allow you to write and save thoughts that you don't want to forget. On the very bottom of your screen, you can navigate to the previous piece or the next piece your director has set up. The number indicates the position if you happen to move between pieces. The gear with the arrow up icon shows you your position setup in text format when you start this piece. When you have completed this piece, you can tap on the gear with the down icon, which tells you where the next position the instrument may travel. As you can see in this demo, the D flat 3 goes to position 1. D3, a S0 and a S1 get parked, and E3 is parked at position 3. The PDF icon can show you a PDF of the score if it has been added to your library. Lastly, when done with this piece, move any instruments. Look to see where your next position occurs. Then tap the right arrow to go to the next piece.